I think right now, as far as all that stuff goes, I just have the perspective that no matter what's like in front of me, I'm like, this is somehow working out for me. Not really sure how, and maybe teaching me something. It's gonna lead me to something else. It's gonna lead me there, even if it's like not what I want it to look like right now, or I'm not happy. You don't have instant gratification sometimes, but that's the
Yeah, that's
journey
right.
that you
Yeah,
speak of.
that's it.
That's the journey that you, and that's a whole journey. You have to go through a journey to figure that out. That maybe it's not about getting that right away. It's like the journey to there and who you become in the process and how you develop and like transform in the process. It's like the transformation that it's about. I think people focus so much on the end result, but then they get to the end result. I think, like Aaron Dowdy said, like when he got to on YouTube, when he got to like 1 million subscribers, he always like hyped that up real big, right? Oh, when I get to this point, everything's going to be all better. But then when he said when he finally got there, it was just kind of like whatever, it wasn't like a huge thing. I'm not saying
Check
it
the
wasn't an
words.
accomplishment, but it's like,
Check the words he was saying. What was the words he's saying? What did
I
you just
don't
say?
remember. Wait, what did I say?
When I get there.
Yeah. You're already
I
here.
spoke
You have
to
to be already here. That's
yeah,
all.
I already spoke. I spoke to I did an interview again. Yeah, I do interviews and I love doing them. Big shout out to Colleen. When you're from Canada, I just did a first part this weekend. Amazing lady. But our friend Anunnaki, I did a thing, and he said that he lives
But
in the
Matt,
present. Yep,
wait,
yep.
you said what?
He said to me, and when we were talking about it, it's funny you had to have the message when I spoke to him, was things are done. You're going to be living in the present. It's already done. It's already here. Live
Yeah.
in the energy of where it is. We hear that all the time, but as you grow spiritually and have more awareness, it actually gets into your body and you go, okay, yeah, all right. And you become aware of it. The I am, I will, always is great when you first start, but you got to move it up because you got to get the belief. That's how I look at it. I was always saying, "Oh, I'm going to do this," but did I have the belief in myself? Did I do the work? No, that's my belief anyway. That's how That's just my process in where I went with. So when he said it's done, okay, house is no, I'm living in the energy of the house being paid off, for example.
And detaching from the outcome. And one thing he always talks about too, well, Aaron in particular, Aaron Dowdy, that's really got me into the videos. I remember that's when I started watching him. It came into my algorithm, and that's funny because all that connected to us meeting, and I mean all of us meeting and stuff, because that's what started. That was like the connection. Then, but detaching from the outcome, like no matter what happens, I'm gonna be good. Like I don't care what happens. I know at the end of the day, I'm okay. I might go through some emotional ups and downs. I might be stressed out. I might go through this, through that. But at the end of the day, I'm good. I'm still breathing. I mean, it depends what you consider good. Some people want to feel like a high, happy
It's good.
feeling all the time. And that was with the addiction thing. That's one of the biggest things I learned from addiction after I got off substances. Like, you're not going to feel great all the time. And that's what I was reaching for when I was doing that. I just wanted to
That's
escape
a
all
hit.
the time. And I just wanted to feel
That's a
that
hit.
with whatever was doing chemically to my brain. I want to feel it all the time. And then once I got off all that stuff and I took away all
Okay, we
that
have
shit,
a pause.
so, I mean, and then I was like, you know what? I don't need to strive for like a super high all the time. Like, I can just be okay like this. But the problem is when you've had trauma, when you had anything, we're used to more chaos, and like it could be even be a relationship. It could be from your childhood, whatever it is. Like sometimes we're seeking that high, but it's like almost unattainable. It's almost like it's the chasing of something all the time, chasing what, even if it's an outcome or like a result or a feeling. But I finally learned, life isn't going to be all super great all the time. Yeah, you can have a good life, but I'm saying like you got to take the highs with the lows, and it's the whole journey all in all. And not every day is going to be like the best day ever. I think that it just I was okay with just not feeling okay sometimes. I think we have such a high expectation and kind of like the fairy tale. I even was thinking about what Matt had told us before about the Disney fairy tale, but it's also the fairy tale. Like it's like think about the programming they show of like what a happy family should look like, what a happy relationship should look like. For me, growing up as a kid, when I saw all these movies of like Hallmark movies of families sitting together by the fire, and I saw my family is not like that at all. My family is like the complete opposite. And of course, I've had a lot of issues, with my family, but like that was something that built up this like something's wrong with me, something's wrong with, like it shouldn't be like this. And those are the expectations we're talking about. Like we're comparing things to like things that are not realistic. Even people like even becoming a big YouTuber or content creator or speaker, whatever you're trying to become, like sometimes we have such a high expectation, and when we're not meeting that, and those people did a lot to get there, you don't know their journey. I think we can really get down on ourselves and like beat ourselves up and feel bad because we aren't there yet, and that causes us to chase it more and more. Then it goes farther away from us because we're too like attached to it, attached to the outcome. That made any
Perfect.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So
It
even
kind of was a
the
roundabout way to explain that, but
even the simple thing of us doing doing live theories every week, we did that. Now we did that to build it up. Jackie and I did ours to build it up.
yeah,
And then suddenly what happened was, this is a really weird one. Not a weird one, but it made bloody sense, let's be honest. Our podcasts weren't uploading on the other Spotify channel. And I just looked at it and go, what the hell's going on here? If I didn't have the awareness, I would have been pissed off, shitty, gone, rah, 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 right? I sat back and looked at it. I've gone, okay, right, I'll wipe everything and start again and put this stuff up. In the end, I rebranded it to 1111 Spiritual Transit Podcast, Jackie Lyons, Jay, and Friends. And it's actually flowing again. So the purpose of the podcast is for us to oversee it and put our stuff on, but also increase our friends. So you can see on that second channel, which works out for me on my Journey of a White Feather channel, that just focuses on me. Hence what I was saying before. Journey of a White Feather is a chat with Jay, and Journey of a White Feather, right? Which is the videos. Then, and maybe anything to do with Journey of a White Feather, that which is me. On the other side is the co-chats and the friends of ours. We put your Lionsgate one up there the other day. Right? I grabbed your Lionsgate one and chucked it up. It's a total spiritual channel. It's like the bloody, like Fat Cat and Friends or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you bring in it's sort of like you're running it, but you got these friends coming in to help you. And actually it started to flow. It feels right for the time, mind you, but it works, and it works better. And then you can chuck up whatever you want, and you're not, and the flow is better because we're not forcing it. It's been hard for me, as you know, 6:30 in the morning on a Monday morning. Sometimes I work as that, and you sort of go, "Is this really worth what's going on?" And it's just it's fucking hard, ladies and gentlemen, to match up. If you think it's easy to match up northern southern hemisphere, it isn't. Okay, it isn't for hard. It isn't easy. And Jackie and I were the same sort of thing. So then we just said, right, we're going to do what we need to do, and it's working out better. But you've got to allow that to happen because you've got this goal of, I want this, want that. But the universe is saying this is what you're leading into. And when I sat back and gone, okay, and then I allowed the rebranding to happen, I allowed this to happen, it actually sit well. And then if you allow it, then you say, then you can bring your ego in and go, okay, this is where I want to go with it. But if you allow it to go into the heart chakra, as you do, and go and allow the love and allow the acceptance of what's going on, do what you need to do, and then bring your ego in and whatever you need to do to spot it once it's going, because you can't. Once it's going, you can go for your life, and it works out for you. So there you go. That's just my opinion anyway, for what it's worth.
I think it's just being open to doing things different ways. Like there could be easier ways. Sometimes we're so fixated on that one way, it has to happen because we're so attached to that outcome that it's like, oh my gosh, it has to happen in this way. But universe is showing you, or it's gonna be synchronistic. Like, hey, why don't you try this? You'll have a little like light go off, or like an idea, right? It comes off as a download, and if you're in alignment, if you're on that frequency, you'll receive the download, and it becomes kind of obvious. But sometimes we get our intuition clouded, or we get our logical mind too involved with it. But sometimes these things like aren't logical. It's something outside of like logic. It's more connected to your intuition and letting things flow more. And whenever I'm like that, usually things work out better. It doesn't always turn out the way I wanted, but it's like it leads me to a different way of thinking, or like a new idea, or even a business venture sometimes. Like when I'm more open to different ways of doing things, and I'm allowing whatever information needs to come through and what my intuition is guiding me towards. And even if it goes against everything that I've been trying to do for a while, I'm being more open to like doing something a different way, like being open to the endless possibilities, infinite possibilities, that something could happen. It's not attaching to one outcome. There's so many different outcomes, And if we look at parallel realities and stuff, that's a whole other thing on its own. But that's like, there's so many different ways. You need to just get aligned, just pick the way that's more aligned with you, that feels more authentic to you, that you actually feel good about.
Absolutely. So, what am I just writing this stuff down? Because one thing, ladies and gentlemen, please write things down when they come to you, because you actually lose them in your head.
Oh, I have a whole book. I have a whole I don't know if I ever showed you. I have a whole bucket there of video ideas I've been writing down for years. Like some of it's
It's
outdated,
great. I,
but
I've started
it
doing. I've
is,
started
yeah,
doing
it's
that.
good. Yeah, I first started YouTube, I would write down ideas because like I might make a video of this now, but maybe later. So I have a box of post-its and it's like full. And so sometimes when I lose my inspiration, I'll go in there and sometimes the ideas are already dead. I'm like, I don't want to talk about that anymore, but I might have a different perspective on that. It came to me for a reason. Sometimes I just release it at the right time, or it's not, I know when it's the right time to talk about. And usually when I have that idea, like someone will tell me that's just what I needed to hear or something, because everything's connected. It's so synchronistic.
Yeah, like okay, let's segue into this into these. Shameless plug, thanks Dallas. Shameless plug. I go to DDP yoga and I'm doing everything right. Got Bat Bell to give. So I'm Melbourne Robin, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to go, and that's another bloody story. Batman's in the UK, but apparently got Batman here. See these affirmations with an Aussie twist, right? Now I wrote these when I was in the hole. Okay, these here with kangaroos and koalas. Okay, and also I have some digital ones as well. So these here are written while I was in the hole. They got me out, helped me get me out. So you look at the perspective of what's going on. So I open them up. So it's just not like you bring them into reality. It's bloody Cortez's fault. Thanks, Cortez. But there you go. You'll get your food. So here's your card. We'll get a card for today. If we say anything, I'll just let you know we say it a particular way in Australia, and we don't mind swearing. Okay, so if you can't handle swearing and cursing, well, don't get them.
This is our card pool for the day of Jay's cards that he developed, affirmation cards, and you can get them.
You can get them from any. If we get just DM anyone on this channel, Diana, myself, and we can send you the link. It's on the Etsy channel. You can jump on Journey of a White Feather. Okay, if you type that in the link tree, just put link tree Journey of a White Feather, or you can email me. You can see Journey of a White Feather down there. Just look me up, and we can get something happening. Okay, here's one for you for today. A true leader knows the value of their people and doesn't fuck with them. Bang. Been in situations where you get some fucking pompous asshole, right, who thinks he's Caesar, all right, or thinks he's the next coming of the world leader, right? And sits there and does not treat his workers well. Because if you don't have workers, you can't have your dream. In some ways, if you're leading a group, that's what a pure leader does. All right, and and we talk about boundaries. Yes, you respect the person, but to have that respect, the other people respect you as a leader and have their boundaries. So, if you're in business and we're talking about business and all this shit, okay, if you're making $1 million a year, your employees will be making $250,000 a year. They become richer monetarily, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. As you grow, they grow. If you don't have that, there you go. I've seen, like in the school system, for example, I've seen principals go in there and destroy schools for their own benefit because they think, oh, I should run it this way. And then they go and get their superannuation and fuck off, and they're living in the Bahamas, but they've destroyed the school. Oh, I did a good job. Oh, well, it looks really good to me. You've left a good legacy. You're a friggin' asshole. That's what you are. Treating your people like shit. I've seen it happen. It happens. Yeah. You got the corporate buddy puppets who are the corporate vacuum cleaners who sit on their ass and money catch a paycheck. You see that. But the real workers are being freaking screwed over. And I think people can relate to that. I think, yeah, that's how I look at it anyway. We might
Yeah.
clickbait that for a preview.
Yeah, you just gotta do your own thing. People are gonna do what they're gonna do. We all are on Earth. We have different roles. And it's good to be aware of everything that's going on, but I'm also not trying to give too much energy to those realities. But I'm trying to make change. I'm trying to do things to change and just live the best I can with what's going on. Without even having attachment to that outcome of how shit's gonna turn out. It is a shit storm, but that's why we're here, to make changes and to uplift the frequency. And the old needs to fall apart. The old corrupt shit. Age of Aquarius, it's time to go. Information, age of information. It's truths are being revealed. The old has to fall. Paradigm. It's a whole paradigm shift. And so a lot needs to change. So,
but it's funny with all these names and stuff. Even John Moxley has his finishing move called the paradigm shift. So I mean, you can look. People get obsessive and read about they read about synchronicities, and they live off it, and people can get obsessive with it. I mean, I know sometimes I would have when I didn't have the awareness. Now I look at it and going, okay, we just analyze it, look at it and go, okay, does that resonate? If it does, it doesn't. If it doesn't, you go, thanks very much, and move on.
The contrast is needed sometimes. Yeah, sometimes you need the contrast so you can see like what you have more clarity. Sometimes when there's contrast, you're like, oh, this clearly isn't working. This clearly isn't the way things should go. We need to do something different.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for joining us on Life Theories, episode 56. Thanks so much for joining us. We're just having a bit of a chat for today. We haven't caught up for a long time. This is what the Life Theories is all about. And as you can see, we're growing. If you go back to our early episodes, you can see us all being a bit scattered and being really enjoying where we were at this life. Now you can see the purpose and the journey that we've all gone through. This is what it's all about, coming together. And you can see our opinions, our journeys all started to manifest a lot better or a lot more through our get-togethers. And it's really, really good. So if you want to get in touch with us, you can have a look at my affirmation cards on Journey of a White Feather on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and just type in Journey of a White Feather or White Warrior Health, one or the other. Doesn't matter. I've double branded it. You've got Trails and Blades of the Universe. She's everywhere. You can't miss her. Let's be honest. Okay. So type in Trailblazers of the Universe. You'll see this lovely lady. We've got our lovely friend from Canada, which I'll see very, very soon. I can't wait. Sarah, and she's a Big Soul Healing. Okay, so you can look her up. Little Raven with all that power she's got, and the great man, the Sea Man.
Is he still on that journey? Is he? I guess I shouldn't put the personal business out there, but
no. He's on the journey. He's on the journey. The great man. He loves it when he goes, "Oh bloody gee!" I can't do a Pommy accent, but he's there. Does some wonderful, wonderful videos on TikTok and YouTube, and he's going through a beautiful time too. So he said, I talked to him the other day, and he's really getting in touch with himself. That's why he hasn't. He goes into it. He's a big bear that goes into the cave and comes out firing it every time. So thanks so much, Diana, for organising all this. She's the backbone of Life Theories. We just come along to make ourselves look good. But if you want to get in touch with us, you know what to do. DM this, and we'll talk to you soon. Live your best life and be your best self, and always be the best there is, best there was, best there will be. I'm wearing the Bret Hart shirt. You know how it goes. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Life Theories.
Bye.